So how is MCT different than coconut oil? Well, MCT, medium chain triglycerides, is just part of coconut oil. Most of coconut oil is not MCT, and yet most of the health benefits that we see is in the MCT component. What's Pro-MCT? Pro-MCT is really a highly concentrated level of C8. And what I want to talk about is that a lot of people talk about how coconut oil, or specifically MCT, which is the medium chain triglycerides, it's a component of coconut oil that's really helpful in a lot of different autoimmune or health conditions. So how is MCT different than coconut oil? Well, MCT, medium chain triglycerides, is just part of coconut oil. Most of coconut oil is not MCT, and yet most of the health benefits that we see is in the MCT component. Now, MCT component of it is also broken down into C8, C9, C10. There are multiple components of it. But the one part in MCT, mixed chain triglycerides, that is really helpful in health benefits is specifically C8. C8, I love. So in our product, Pro-MCT, it is 100% C8, which when you really look at coconut oil is very small percentage. We're talking like 1 to 2% of it is actually C8. Why do I love C8 and why is such a bottle with a concentrated form ideal? Is because the concentration of it is extremely high. You would have to take so much coconut oil or even MCT to even get the amount that's in C8. C8 has multiple benefits. C8, what we find, is a fat that crosses the gut-blood barrier. So it really easily crosses and is absorbable straight into the bloodstream. So it makes it a readily available, high-quality fat that goes straight into your body, into the bloodstream. Why is that helpful? Well, one of the biggest components of my Transform Protocol on our program is blood sugar mastery. You got to master your blood sugar, which means that one of the most important aspects I call grounding your carbs, which means that when you do eat your food, whether it's carbs and protein, you want a good amount of healthy fat to balance that and ground it so you don't have carbohydrate spikes. And Pro-MCT is great for doing that. Examples for doing that, I'll go through a little bit later on how you can use Pro-MCT. But that being said, it crosses the gut-blood barrier really easily. Now, the other barrier it crosses is the blood-brain barrier. We want the fat to get in your brain. Why do we want good fat in your brain? What's your brain made out of? Fat. Nerve cells in your brain are full of healthy fat. And so you need good fat, healthy fat for your brain to function and to repair itself. So those of you with brain fog who's talking about mentally being exhausted all the time, depressed or anxious, you want a good amount of fat to get in your brain. And two ways to get it is going to be one with our Pro-MCT oil. The other one's check out Pro-Omega 1000, which is the omega-3 fat that goes in, and that's from fish oil. Check that out. But on this product, whenever you use it, it's a great way to get some instant nutrition into your brain. That's exactly what it needs. That's what brain cells are made out of, good, healthy fat. So what are some ways that I use Pro-MCT? Is number one is it's really a great thing to put into your smoothies to add fat. So a lot of smoothies, even if it has protein, doesn't have enough fat. And I think it's very important to balance your carbohydrate, your protein, and your fat. So a really good way to add fat to your smoothies is to add Pro-MCT in there. Another way you can do that is avocados, but avocados are great, but it doesn't have the amount of high C8 that we're talking about that crosses the gut barrier and the brain barrier. The other thing that I was going to also mention is that C8 is another name for it is what we call caprylic acid, which is really antifungal and antibacterial. So all of you fighting gut infection, why not daily dose MCT with the C8 in there to be actually killing some of these bad bugs so that your good bacteria can thrive? So antimicrobial activity is the reason that you would use that, which is why I recommend that when you first start using our Pro-MCT, it's very potent. So start with like 1 teaspoon a day, and you can work up to 3 tablespoons a day of fat. But sometimes if you go too fast, too quick, you can be killing too many organisms in your gut, which can cause a condition we call die-off, which is like you're going to get gas, bloating, and diarrhea, and you're going to be like, whoa, this is bad. But when in reality is doing something good. So you definitely want to start slow and slowly work up to tolerate the amount that you need, but up to 3 tablespoons a day. So I already mentioned that you can use it you can use it cold by putting it in smoothies. It's a great oil to put in smoothies, just cold, straight room temperature. Number 2 is you can also use it for salad dressings. So anytime you make a salad dressing, use Pro-MCT8. That would be exactly the way that I would use it. Every time I make a salad roll, that's what I use, okay? Third way is, can you cook with Pro-MCT? Yes, you can. You can cook with it, but at low temperature. Okay, it's not a high searing oil. So what you want to do is if you're cooking something at very low temperature, a quick little low temperature saute, meaning like on your stove, you're using level 1 or 2 on the heat. Okay, you're cooking an egg. Okay, quickly an egg, low temperature, you can use Pro-Mct C8 to cook as well. So that's the other thing that you can do is you can also go right ahead and cook with it, but at low temperature cooking. So you don't decrease the benefits, health benefits of the Pro-Mct. And then finally, I use it as a topping also for soups and stews. So if you're making a lentil soup or something, you know how Italians love to put some extra virgin olive oil on top for flavor, right? You can also do this the same with Pro-Mct C8. You can use it as a topper. So you can top cooked foods that you've already cooked with some extra fat on it. Soups will be perfect for that. A little bit of that in there. And then finally, you can use it as a topper in your coffee or your chai tea or something to actually increase the fat content. So one of the things I've done in the past is I do drink coffee, 1 cup a day. And when I drink coffee, and sometimes when I don't get a chance to eat, I'll put half a scoop of my Pro Collagen in there to put the protein in there. And then I'll squeeze some Pro-Mct in there to add the fat in there. That's another way to get fat and protein in your first morning drink. So that's how I use Pro-Mct, and I hope you enjoyed this product. It's one of the mainstays of medical food that you should use for autoimmunity.